What is up, everybody, NC?
JC and
We are back with a Triple H is a bad booker, and this one is on the road to Backlash. So, after seeing these piss poor, terrible feuds that came out of WrestleMania, we were absolutely perplexed by what creative team did. So, first, we're going to start it out with Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu. So, we covered the Raw after Mania, and we were expecting, maybe something cool. No. What we got was what seemed like a half-baked reunion of the Bloodline, but you couldn't have all the good people in the Bloodline. Now you have Jacob Fatu come out and challenge Roman Reigns. So Roman's trying to be the new babyface champion of Raw, and you have Jacob Fatu coming out playing the heel. And he says, you got what I need. You got what I want. I want that Rolex watch. I want that house. I need that for my kids. Just really a stupid speech. Whoever in creative had him come up with that angle, you deserve to have your job gone.
yes.
It was so frustrating to see Jacob Fatu, who they've spent so much time building into this babyface, this new name. And that's something, is like, we say positive things about Jacob. Spend all this time on SmackDown building him into a new name. You have him go over on Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania, which I wouldn't have done, but whatever. They're trying to, quote-unquote, build a new star. But instead of lining up Jacob Fatu to Cody Rhodes and having him defeat the SmackDown champion, which is what is honestly the best way to go, because that way he goes after the champion who he's supposed to, on the brand he's supposed to, and it makes sense because he's a built-up contender. No, they don't go that route. Instead, they have Jacob Fatu challenge his own family, Roman Reigns, and look like a huge piece of shit.
It made no sense. And that's the thing. Like, to me, when you think about it, like, those motivations are selfish. What they're like, because like, if you're the baby face, you're doing everything for the fans, on the behalf of the fans, to do what's right. Whereas like, that's all like for me, like more money for me, more bling for me, and on all that selfish crap. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you're on the SmackDown brand, you have heel motivations. Why aren't you challenging Cody for the title? Like, wouldn't that have been a lot more logical? Like, and then Cody could have like played it off as like, I have the title because I do what's right for the fans. Like, they could have done something much more logical than what they did.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and that's the thing, too, is if they wanted to play Jacob Fatu out as a heel, which is stupid because the fans like him, but if they wanted to play him out as a heel, that would have been the logical way of doing things. You could have gotten a lot of heel heat on Jacob, for going after a babyface champion. Not so much like Cody, but at the same time, I feel like Cody Rhodes is the better feud for him. They're both on SmackDown. Instead, you have a beloved babyface like Roman Reigns. You bring in Jacob Fatu as the heel, have him attack his own family member, which goes right along with friendship and betrayal, one of the few things Triple H knows how to book. But at the same time, it makes no sense because he's on a different brand. Like, if you were coming over to join the Bloodline, I could understand. That would be one of those post-Mania roster moves that you usually see. Instead, it's some dude who's still on SmackDown, by the way, competes against Solo Sikoa on the SmackDown of that week. Instead, what he does is he goes to Raw and challenges his family member and looks like the biggest piece of shit. And then the next week, what does he do? He attacks him in the ring. Like, it makes him look like such a piece of garbage, and not in a, ooh, I want to boo him way, in a creative, you fucking suck kind of way.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, man. It's like, the way they went about this, man. It's so illogical. It's so stupid. It makes zero fucking sense. Like, I'm not joking when I say, man, like, the fans, anybody, you pick one random person out of the crowd, they could book a better storyline than what they're coming up with. And this ain't AI. This is just lazy booking. And then like I think they have like people prioritized for certain spots, and like they're going about it the most illogical slapdash way that they can possible.
So coming out of this feud, and I agree with you, by the way, but coming out of this feud, it's a situation where, okay, why would Roman want to accept him into the Bloodline after he attacked him for no reason? Just so he could build heat for the match, so to speak. It's so illogical and so stupid because at the end of this, they're going to have Jacob Fatu join the Bloodline. And it's going to be completely illogical because why the fuck would Roman want this turncoat son of a bitch, this Judas, and his bloodline? Because they had a battle of respect and he earned his respect, please.
Right, and like, why would he want him in there? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if the goal is to get him in the bloodline, shouldn't the bloodline have been in his corner? Like, maybe, you know, Jacob Fatu versus Cody at Backlash, and then the bloodline helps him win, and then now you start a bloodline versus Cody feud, and now you get something that you could build momentum with. Whereas what they're doing here is just careless.
Well, it's not only careless, but it's a situation too where you look at what could have been with Jacob Fatu and Cody. They threw that away because they decided that having the former Raw champion, what would be best for him is to go over and pick a fight with his friend, so to speak. He's said on radio interviews that Cody Rhodes is my friend. So here's CM Punk, who's friends with Cody Rhodes, as he says, asking for a shot against his title. Right. So number one, this makes CM Punk, who makes like he's the toughest guy on the roster, look like a big fucking pussy because he won't go back and get his title. He doesn't ask for a rematch either, too. And then as well, it makes him look like a piece of shit because here he is going after a title for somebody who he perceives to be weaker in Cody Rhodes because he thinks he can win it. To me, it's a devaluing of his friendship that he's built up with Cody Rhodes, if he does indeed have one. And it's a devaluing of all the tough guy marketing that they spent on this guy. The fact that he tucked his tail and turned away and challenged Cody, I know Punk wouldn't have accepted that. I'm sure he was just given this bad writing. He's like, shit, I'm a millionaire. It's my last chance. I'm just going to shut the fuck up. And I'm pretty sure that's what it came down to. But I'm sure even if you asked Cody, CM Punk, if this is a proper feud on the download, they would say no. If they knew there was a microphone in front of their face, they would suck Triple H's cock. That's where we're at with these wrestlers, is as long as they're favorably being featured, they will do all they can to protect their position and protect their jobs. And on paper, I'm sorry, there is no way that you could justify CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, especially not even when CM Punk's a champion. I know Triple H loves his champion versus champion, but here you have a guy that's on Raw going over to SmackDown, much like Jacob Fatu, in reverse, going over to SmackDown to challenge their champion. How does that make any sense?
It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense, and that's the thing. It's like, is there a brand split or is there not?
Oh, well, it feels like there's not, because it seems like whenever they need a pop or they need an angle to transfer over, they just have somebody come over and just go to another brand. It feels like, honestly, the brand split is only for those that aren't worthy of doing cross-promotion, which is what most of the roster, sadly. Because you see the ones that are doing it, it's what, like 5, maybe 6 people? Not too many. No. Which tells me that WWE doesn't have any stars. It only has like 5 or 6 stars, and that's about it.
Then just end the damn brand split. You know, it's like, what's the point of having a brand split if they could just go over whenever they want?
'Cause I lose my job.
There you go. And that's the thing. That's the true thing too. Is that like they have different writing teams? Well, if there's no brand split, you don't need different writing teams,
right? Consolidation. And that's how I would really look at TKO right now. It's like, if you really want to cut back, you really want to maximize your dollar, cut out this extra writing team. Yes. Consolidate it into a super writing team, so to speak. Cut it down to one big flagship show, just Raw. If they want to do SmackDown, sure, but go ahead and have the Raw team write it. That way everybody's on the same page. And that's another reason why you have so much disconnect going on. And this is something we've even talked about on the news, is because these writing teams, they don't talk to each other. No. Like, this is something that you'll find even at most businesses, is you will not find, like, let's say, for example, the day crew communicating with the night crew. Everybody runs their own ship the way they fucking want it. Same thing for Raw and SmackDown. So when you have, hey, I'm going to run my show this way, and I'm going to run my show this way, but at least we have the nose filter to go over it and make it a shitty show afterwards. When you have that going on, that's the shit that you get. And that's why we got the terrible feuds that we got. And the only real thing I'm honestly kind of looking forward to on Backlash is if they do JC Jane and Rhea Ripley.
I know for sure, like, me too.
I know JC's not going to win, but it's a big match for her. It means a lot to her.
No, yeah, man, it's a big match for her, you know. So, like, for me, like, I want to see it. You know, we've been fans of JC Jane for a while, so that's definitely something that I want to check out. Yeah.
But I will say, though, that Triple H He has really set himself up. And for them to sign him to a new contract, that's not something where we're like, oh, we're doomed. I'm not even looking at it like that. Because I know that Triple H's health and his sanity will not last the entire duration of the contract. It's impossible. He will not do it. He is not mentally strong enough. And not only that, he's not physically strong enough to keep on carrying. So he will eventually take a medical sabbatical. That's just how it is. Right. Look at his heart conditions. It's not like I'm making stuff up here. He will take a medical sabbatical because he's getting up there in age, and he stated many a times that creative is a very stressful environment that wreaks havoc on his health. We're seeing it, man.
We're seeing it, man. Like, and that's the thing is he's only getting older. He still has that heart issue.
The card is looking like garbage. If you really look at this card, it looks like shit. There's a few matches I'm looking forward to, but for the most part, you look at these feuds, you look at where they're going. It's very hard to see what they're going to have planned for SummerSlam. You have Brock Lesnar retire, so you don't have your big clincher for Minneapolis. They're really going to have to come up with something big, and I'm sorry, doing a rematch of Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns in a cage, or doing a rematch of Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, or even a match for that matter, it's not enough to get people to fucking give a shit if they're already tuning out for WrestleMania Vegas. Neither night was a sellout, by the way.
No, neither night was a sellout. In fact, it was combined 18,000 seats less than last year. Same venue.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, when you really look at the cold, hard facts, we can come up with all the hypotheses and predictions of how people feel about shit, but when it comes down to it, we look at the fucking numbers. Those are what matters over everything. And the numbers are equating to the fact that Triple H is tanking the fucking business. We well know in our position that Nick Khan is the one saving his ass. He's the reason why he got that contract. If he didn't have Nick Khan in his cabinet, he would not have that contract. He would not be re-signed. It is strictly Nick Khan that is doing a great job of fooling TKO and fooling the stockholders into believing that this man is a necessity, that he's stable for the company. All he is a glorified babysitter. But they don't know that.
Yes.
So they will find out in due time when the dollar starts going down. Like we said before, once you don't have John Cena, Brock Lesnar, even Roman, what are you going to do? You're fucked. But we keep on telling them. And that's why we really focus on our wheelhouse, so to speak. And that's letting you know the bad card that you got coming up for Backlash. And the fact that these feuds that they're doing are some of the most illogical. It seems like after these promotions have happened with Alexander Williams and Ryan Ward, that we're getting something that seems like it's more watchable on TV by a little bit, but in the end run, their top feuds make no sense. That's the one good thing about Vince McMahon, is you could have a crew full of fucking monkeys running, and as long as you had good main event level feuds, the ship would run fairly well. Unfortunately, he started letting Triple H take over, letting Stephanie take over, and it really fucked shit up. So, it's just a situation where overall, we really like to see WWE improve, and I'm not going to ever doom and gloom WWE because I know that Triple H is not forever. They can they can try to bamboozle us with these multi-year contracts. I know he's not able to fulfill all of it. I know that WWE will continue to drop in popularity.
But see, we're already starting to see it with the ticket. Like, the fact that they had to cut WrestleMania's ticket sales down, or their ticket prices down over 25% for WrestleMania, like the biggest show of the year. They had to do it there. They're already now doing it with SummerSlam. They have not been selling out their past PLEs as of lately. It's already starting to happen. Like, this is not pie in the sky fantasy booking, fantasy thinking. None of this is. This is like the you're seeing it now. You're seeing the bad fruits that they have been seeding. You're seeing it being born now, and it's being born in the fact that they're not having the ticket sales they used to. Their merch sales are actually down from what they were. Changes will have to happen, and my opinion is what they're probably going to do is they're going to bring in more celebrities and bring in The Rock and try to apply band-aids, and when that doesn't work, I think you will see changes over time. But that's what I'm trying to say is right now you're already seeing the signs that everything is not okay with TKO and WWE, and the changes need to be made. When they're having to cut ticket prices that aggressively, things are not okay.
Well, not only that, but look at the changes to creative, and like major changes to creative in such a short amount of time. You put it all together and you realize that Triple H isn't doing his job efficiently. And even though you see this new multi-year contract, you know for a fact that I believe that it's going to be for some sort of situation where he's a glorified babysitter. I think that they're going to keep him on as some sort of talent relations, but they're going to get completely different people in there and creative and see what they can do. And I feel the time is right. If you want to keep Triple H in his job, I know everybody wants to fire Triple H. If you keep him as a producer or talent liaison, I'm fine with that. He knows the talent really well. They're comfortable around him. He's a great middle management guy in between the people and the management. So that he still serves a purpose in the long run. Just that pressure cooker at the very top for creative, he's proven time and time again, he is not the guy for it. He will never be the guy for it. In fact, his creative gets worse with each and every fucking passing year.
No, it does with every year. And like, that's the thing is like, he's only getting older. He's only going to break down more and more. He's only going to get overruled more and more. And TKO can try to massage it any way they can to stabilize the company. But the fact of the matter is, it's going to get to the point with the ticket sales being what they are, that changes will have to be made creatively. They're going to fight it in the meantime, but it's going to it's inevitable. What we're talking about is inevitable. It's going to happen. Whether Ari Emanuel or Mark Shapiro want it, whether Nick Khan wants it, whether Triple H wants it, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen because it's going to happen, and it's going to happen because of stupid decisions by Triple H's creative team made along the way. And TKO.
You want to get excited, man. You really want to have hope for WWE, but you can't once Triple H steps out of office. That's when that happens, then you're like, okay, now we can finally start to see a little bit of change happening. Because don't get me wrong, he's still got all his cronies there, but they're funneling out little by little. The fact that they already got rid of Road Dogg, that's a good sign. I really hope they get rid of people like Michael P.S. Hayes. You know, if you don't have anything really to offer WWE, you're not a creative person. Maybe you can use them as a road agent or a producer, but other than that, it's like, to get these guys out of creative. They're not doing their job. Find them a different job.
Well, I think what the justification is that they've got all this experience in the business, but look at their age. Like, Michael P.S. Hayes got, what is he, in his 70s now?
Oh, yeah, he's completely out of touch, much like Triple H.
Yeah.
A lot of the people in creative are out of touch, and that's how it is.
And there's
I'm sorry. Remember when we were watching Unreal? Remember how I was pointing at that one bitch who was staring at her laptop the whole fucking time and didn't have a thing to say?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's Alexandra Williams, just saying.
No, I think that is Alexandra Williams. And
looks a lot like her.
It looks a lot like her, yeah. Well, and that's the thing, man, is like, this is the one thing that I will say about TKO when you look at the acts that they've brought into the company. Little Yachty, I Show Speed, Jelly Roll. What was the other guy they brought in? It's escaping me in the moment, his name. But like when you see
Pat McAfee.
Travis Scott. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, bringing him in, and Pat McAfee as well. That's true too. What do all these people have in common? They've all got youth appeal.
Yeah, a lot of them do, Pat. Whatever. But, no, I agree with you. All the ones that they're bringing in, they're going for youth appeal, especially I Show Speed. They're doing all they can to get the kids watching. If it's not going to work, but, I can't admonish them for trying, It doesn't hurt to try to bring along that fan club,
No, not at all. And that's why I think they're pushing Danhausen so heavily, is they look at how he does merch-wise with the kids, and he's a goofy cartoon character. Like, we knew it would get over. At the time, we were saying it literally live during the fucking Survivor Series. We were saying that this guy was going to get over because he was going to appeal to the young. And sure enough, here you go.
Yeah, so, that's for Danhausen. As for Backlash goes, yeah.
Sure.
Not looking the greatest. Or they'll probably have Danhausen do some gimmick comedy match for that. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not looking forward to Backlash because it's a terrible road to SummerSlam. Just to think, we got, what is it, Backlash? We got Money in the Bank, and then there's SummerSlam, right? Is that the order? Isn't there like a Clash in the Castle or some bullshit in the middle?
Oh, yeah, the Clash in Italy or whatever it is.
Okay, so yeah, 3 shitty shows, and then you got SummerSlam. So let's hope for the best. All right, guys. NC.
JCN.
Peace out.